picture. Amazing. Okay, so I want to go into, I'm not going to go into a lot of depth, because sometimes if you go into depth with the Cellsentials, it can be very confusing. So what I want to do is really touch on what I think are the most important and understandable things about the Cellsentials that you can explain to other people in like common language that will make a huge difference. Okay, so the Cellsentials is really the thing that has put USANA on a whole different map. Okay, we had the Essentials, which was already a 5-star gold rated product in the NutriSearch comparative guide. And in 2016, when the latest edition of the comparative guide came out, they literally had to create the Platinum Plus, which is a whole new category, because they didn't know what to do with the Cellsentials. And the reason for that, which we'll talk about today, is because of the intelligence technology that's in them that makes the Cellsentials much more than simply a multivitamin. It's that and more. And so I want you guys to understand what the difference is between a multivitamin and what the Cellsentials is. So, we've said this before, but anytime you want to build a house, right, the first thing that you have to do is build a strong foundation. And that's really what the Cellsentials are in USANA. It's the core product. It's the foundational product. So if people are only going to take one product, it's got to be the Cellsentials. And then we build their personal nutritional programs on top of that. So in 2016, we actually applied for 3 patents, and all of them were for the intelligence technology that was in USANA. And to be honest, talking to the scientists then and up until recently, there wasn't a lot of hope that the patents would actually be approved. But just having the patents put in is also a big deal, right? You go through that process. And then this year, they actually got approved. So it's a huge deal. That means I think there are patents for 20 years, right? So for the next 20 or 30 years, I can't remember which one, we have this proprietary blend and these patents on the intelligence technology that nobody else can copy. So it's put us in this sort of whole different stratosphere. And now, that's patented. So it's a big deal. So there's 3 elements to to the Cellsentials that you have to remember. There's nourish, there's protect, and then there's renew. Okay, and at the end of this, I'm going to go through each one of those 3 things and talk about what that means inside of the Cellsentials product. These are really the 3 core things that you have to be able to explain to people about what makes the Cellsentials unique. So I wanted to just show this quickly. Dr. Rob showed this on Wednesday, and I was very almost astounded by these statistics. So if you look at, based on the North American diet, and then the mineral and vitamin deficiencies across the board, you can see that men 19 plus and women 19 plus, vitamin E, which is critical for brain health. It's critical to help slow down any sort of cognitive decline. Super important for a lot of different things. Women 19 and over, 90% of the population is deficient. Calcium, 88% of the population deficient. Magnesium, 67% of the population deficient. These are like extremely important vitamins and minerals that help your body function normally, not even on an optimal level, but they're things that your body needs in order to function properly and prevent disease. You can see at the bottom there, vitamin D is really the main driver for your immune system. And 59% of all men and women are deficient in vitamin D. So guess what? If you have a deficiency in vitamin D, you're automatically going to be much more at risk at this time for something like the COVID virus. And so, it's very important that people understand that the diet has gotten so far away from where we used to be that our food alone is not getting anywhere near what we need on a daily basis just to stay out of a deficiency. A deficiency is not, getting rid of a deficiency doesn't mean optimal health. It just means the level of nutrition that your body needs not to have a disease, right? So there's pretty alarming stats when I saw those. So when it comes to the Cellsentials, there's really 10 main benefits. Okay, so energy, mitochondrial function, which we'll talk about, heart health, brain and nerve health, eye health, bones, teeth health, mood, metabolism, skin, hair, and nails, muscles, and also immunity. So your Cellsentials are going to give you your basic nutrition that's going to help in all of these main areas of health. And so these are some of the things that you can share with your customers that people really report back to us on a very consistent and regular basis, feeling the result from the Cellsentials, and a lot of times quickly. Like Inta has shared before, her energy levels have gone way up. Also, hair, skin, and nails is a very easy one for people to pay attention to. Generally, once people are on the Cellsentials for a couple of months, the hair strength and their nail strength will increase dramatically. And that's that's a symptom of health. And so these are things that when they're happening, you know that someone's health is improving. So these are things that you can tell your customers to pay attention to so that they know the Cellsentials are really working. And you'd have to eat approximately 22,000 calories a day and spend more than 70 US to get the same amount of nutrients from food that you get in the USANA Cellsentials. Okay, so literally, basically, you'd have to be eating all day long in order to get the same amount of nutrients. And that's really just the vitamins and minerals. There are in the Intelligence complex, which I'll touch on later. There are ingredients that are in the Intelligence that you will never get from food. And so one of these added benefits of the cell signaling and the Intelligence technology that's in the product is you're not going to get these things from food. So it's important that you be able to have a product like the Cellsentials that can help you. So just very, very briefly, when it comes to the core minerals, okay, this is a premium blend of bioavailable minerals that support all of your cells, all of your organs, and all the structures that are in your body. So most diseases, when you have them, are the result of some sort of mineral deficiency in your body. And your minerals are going to need vitamins in order to make them work, right? That's why we need them in tandem or working synergistically. So the reason why you have minerals and and vitamins and antioxidants separately is because you obviously we wouldn't be able to put them all in one pill. It would be an enormous pill, but they work synergistically. So you get all your vitamins, all your minerals at the same time, and when they work together, it exponentializes their efficiency. So just a couple of things. Magnesium, it's required for energy production and over like 300 enzymes in your body, as well as over 3,000 different functions in your body. Magnesium is massively important. And you saw 2 slides ago, 68% of all men and women are deficient in magnesium. Zinc supports, big time supporter of our immune system, the functioning of the normal immune system. It's pretty difficult to get zinc from adequate levels of zinc from food. Iodine is very important for your thyroid function and your hormonal function in the body. And then the N-acetyl L-cysteine is something that is very difficult to get from food. It's an amino acid that is in the USANA product, and it supports the production of glutathione, which is the master antioxidant that your body can actually produce on its own. So this is one of the things that makes the Cellsentials very unique, is instead of just giving antioxidants, it actually teaches the body and trains the body to produce its own endogenous, these internal antioxidants that are massive, that are produced by your liver. and that is called glutathione, which is the master antioxidant. And this N-acetyl-L-cysteine is what actually is the triggers that cell signaling pathway that teaches your liver to produce the glutathione. The antioxidant is these are vitamins and antioxidants. Sometimes people confuse those two. Vitamins are obviously, what you get from fruit, vegetables, things like that. Antioxidants are things that are in the fruits and vegetables. And so we have the poly C is in the Vita antioxidant. So these are vitamin C in the form of ascorbic acid, and they're in a particular form that is very bioavailable by your body. Okay, there are forms of vitamin C that are not bioavailable at all. Like if you take Baraka or any of these over-the-counter vitamin C's, a lot of times they'll have these massive amounts in them, but it's not about the amount, it's about how much you absorb. So absorption is super critical for the form of vitamin C. And if you get the right form of vitamin C, like the poly C, it actually stays in your body longer instead of you just take it and then peeing it out. Vitamin D, we have a lot of vitamin D in the antioxidants. This was amazing. They added a lot of vitamin D from the essentials to the Cellsentials, and that's very consistent with the science. So it used to be, I think, 400 was the recommended daily allowance for vitamin D. We now know it's at least 1,000 is the baseline that the USDA has put out, but we believe very strongly that it's much higher than that, 2,000, 3,000, up to 5,000 IUs for depending on the individual. So there's a lot of vitamin D in this product, which is amazing. You saw almost 60% of the entire population deficient in vitamin D. Folate, super important for brain health, and the metabolism of amino acids. Amino acids are insanely critical for maintaining muscle health as we age, and lots of other things. Vitamin K is interesting. The science is new on vitamin K. We now know that it has different forms, and so actually USANA has come out with an individual vitamin K supplement, because we know that vitamin K is a precursor to vitamin D, so it's very important for the absorption of vitamin D as well. And so vitamin K2 is incredible for bone health. So that's something that's really important for people to take. Vitamin A, healthy vision, and then the intelligence complex is what we'll talk about now. So here's a short 2-minute video.
Patent-pending USANA Intelligence technology is the new frontier of nutritional science. Intelligence nutrient complexes send signals through your cell's communication system to optimize your body's inherent health processes. Are made of trillions of cells, and each one of them is intelligent. Without you even knowing it, they carry out the body's natural functions of circulating your blood, supplying you with energy, renewing your skin, conducting electrical signals in your brain, detoxifying, and countless other activities. To keep all these critical processes going, your cells are communicating with each other and signaling within themselves. It's not just through impulses from the brain, but through biochemical signals in the form of hormones, enzymes, biomolecules from plants, nutrients, and many other signaling agents. It's like a series of codes, ultimately activating responses in your cells. Your cells respond to signals created in the body, as well as signals you receive from your nutrition. For example, you eat to fuel your body. The nutrients you consume are, of course, critical, but it's cellular communication that allows you to make use of that fuel. Molecular signals from a variety of places in the body travel to your brain and influence your feelings of hunger. More signals are necessary to call for the right digestive juices that help break down carbs, fats, and proteins to meet cellular needs and produce energy. When you want to use that energy to exercise, the electrical impulses from your brain signal a cascade of chemical reactions that cause your muscles to contract. These are just a few examples of the myriad of cell signaling networks in the body. All of this is possible thanks to your miraculous cellular intelligence and the intricate communication constantly going on behind the scenes. With intelligence technology, USANA has harnessed the scientific breakthroughs that are decoding this cellular communication. USANA's intelligence nutrient blends join the conversations your cells are having. This means we can tap into the cellular code that activates beneficial health processes in your body. Building on a foundation of nutrition and targeting a broad range of beneficial cell signaling, USANA provides optimal nourishment, enhanced antioxidant protection, and innovative cellular renewal. Intelligence is the new frontier in personalized health.
So that's just a little glimpse of the intelligence complex, and it really is the new frontier in terms of nutritional science. So the intelligence complex that we have is not just in the Cellsentials, right? The Precosa has it. So any of the bottles that have the little yellow sign, and we're also working on the new brain product, the Copa Prime, is also intelligence. We're bringing in Ayurvedic tradition, so East Asian tradition in terms of the Copa Prime has something called Bacopa, which is it was something that's been used in the Ayurvedic tradition for thousands of years, and we've put that in that product. And we're now working on a lot of different things in Chinese medicine and different Eastern traditions, and we're going to combine that with this intelligent technology, and it's it's just really exciting to see, because all our body is made up of cellular networks, and what the intelligence does is it taps into that cellular code, and it helps optimize the communication between our own cellular pathways. And so if we can optimize, for example, insulin pathways, we can have massive breakthroughs in diabetes. The work that we're doing in the microbiome, it's just really cutting edge, groundbreaking stuff. And that's what this intelligence really makes possible. So here's just a few things that are in them. So the resveratrol, the quercetin, the rutin, the alpha lipoic acid, green tea extract. The Mariva is what is in the Precosa. That's the proprietary blend of curcumin, which is turmeric, the most powerful naturally occurring anti-inflammatory in the planet. The Mariva is a more bioavailable form of turmeric, because naturally turmeric is not something that's very bioavailable or absorbable. And then we also have a patented olive oil fruit extract, which is a particular extraction method that we use to take the olive oil out of the fruit, and it makes the product itself more absorbable as well, because it's got those fatty acids that are in there. So these are part of the intelligence complex. I won't go into these in depth, but just know that these ingredients here, if you were to buy them separately, they would be extremely expensive. Resveratrol is insanely expensive. And so if you were to, you'll never find another multivitamin that has any of these things in them. I can guarantee you that. And if you had to buy them separately, it would cost a lot of money. So the Cellsentials has not only vitamins and minerals, but all of these, what they call phytonutrients, in the actual product itself, and it makes it just insane value for money. So it's just an amazing product. So like we said, there's three. There's nourish, there's protect, and there's renew. Okay, I'm going to just explain them very briefly. On the left hand side, you have nourish. Okay, this is what USANA has been doing for the last 25 years. This is what all the other supplement companies are doing that are on the market, which is giving your body the basic vitamins and minerals that you need to nourish the cells so that they can function normally or optimally if you have a quality product. Now, the protect and the renew are both unique to USANA, and they're unique to the Cellsentials. Okay, so the protection part is, so the protection part is, these are these endogenous antioxidants. And by endogenous, it simply means something that's produced internally. You have exogenous, which means you take it from outside. So things like blueberries, all berries, fruits, they have antioxidants that you consume orally, and then it goes into your system. And then an endogenous antioxidant is something that's produced inside of your body, and they're these giant antioxidants. I'll put those are just short little videos that I put into this presentation. I'll put them in the group that you can watch them and learn about the nourish, protect, and renew at a deeper level. But just basically, I want you to be able to understand this image, which is when you take an exogenous antioxidant, it neutralizes one free radical at a time. And that's why for so long, all nutrition companies were mega dosing with antioxidants in order to try to neutralize these scavenger cells or these free radical cells that would go in and cause cancer and cause all kinds of cellular miscommunication in our body. And what Dr. Wentz realized was that this is such an ineffective and inefficient model of nutrienting the body, that your body can actually produce its own massive endogenous glutathione antioxidants that can neutralize hundreds and thousands of free radicals at one time. But because we're constantly eating and we're constantly putting in antioxidants, you're training your body not to produce its own glutathione. So we've now put in particular compounds in our product that will help the body actually do that. Keep in mind, for thousands of years, our ancestors went through back to what we were talking about earlier, cycles of eating, not eating. And so our body was actually very well trained at producing its own vitamins, its own antioxidants. And in the world that we live now, because we're constantly eating, a lot of those systems and mechanisms are still within our body, but we don't give our body a chance to actually do them because we're always putting food in. So fasting is one way of being able to produce this glutathione, and then taking the Cellsentials is another way. So if you ever do periods of prolonged fasting and you take the Cellsentials, it like supercharges your anti-aging. So this is something very important to understand about what makes the USANA, about the Cellsentials, unique. The third thing is renewal, so cellular renewal. So you have nourish, which is just giving the cells what they need. Protect, which is this new technology, produce your own antioxidants. And then the renewal is where the biohacking comes in. This is where, through using the Intelligence complex, we've actually trained our body to produce new mitochondria. And what we know is that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. It drives your energy production using something called mitophagy, which is it's a natural occurring process in your body. It will kick in when you do fasting. It is a process by which your body will start breaking down inefficient cells and start making new mitochondria out of the old ones and get rid of the ones that aren't working. So your mitochondria produces ATP, which is, don't worry about what it stands for. It's energy. It's cellular energy. And as we age, our mitochondria get old, and they start actually dumping free radicals into the body instead of energy. So as we age, a lot of times our energy goes down, and the aging process is accelerated because your body's actually producing its own free radicals. And so if we could find a way to have new, efficient mitochondria, now you've actually dramatically slowed down the aging process. You've dramatically increased the energy production in your body. You've dramatically increased the health and vibrancy of all of your cells. And this is exactly what the Cellsentials does. And this is this is the most exciting part, is if we can continue to learn how to create new mitochondria, what's possible in terms of longevity, so living longer, and then also the quality of our lives now is really, it's untapped. We don't know what's possible, but whatever, it's very exciting. And a lot of it has to do with this cellular renewal process. So again, I'll put that video in the group so that you can learn a little bit more deeply about that. Those videos, by the way, they're only like 2 minutes long. And then the last thing I just wanted to touch on before we finish up is actually Sonoviv, which is the medical facility in New Mexico that Dr. Wentz founded after USANA. And this is basically a holistic health hospital where they don't use any traditional medicine. They use raw vegan diet. They do laughter meditation, movement. When you go in, you literally meet with a circle of practitioners, psychologists, osteopaths, chiropractors, acupuncturists, all these different types of therapists, and you do an interview, and then they personalize your stay when you're there based on what you need. Now, this is also the home of where all the research goes on for the products in USANA. So this is full of functional medicine doctors who understand that the body has its own innate ability to heal itself as long as you take away the things that are causing misinformation or miscommunication, and then you add things that help with communication. And this is where USANA is doing things that no other company is doing right now. And this is the thing that makes it really exciting. This is really at the moment Dr. Wentz's baby. He's now retired actually from the board of directors from USANA, and he's mainly spending his time focused on Sonoviv, and the research and the development and the innovation that's going on in Sonoviv is incredible. It's open to the public, so people can go there and visit. You can go for, I think, 3 or 4 days or a week, or as long as you need. And really just an extraordinary, I haven't been there myself yet. So this one of my, it's on my dream board, is actually to spend some time there and they have a nutrition certification that you can get working with the practitioners there. But really, the Sonoviv is a medical institute that is really, really extraordinary. And again, it's just another manifestation of Dr. Wentz's vision of a world that's free from pain and suffering. And I really believe that the work that's going on in Sonoviv right now is going to change the face of medicine moving forward. If you guys know who Dr. Mark Hyman, who is the head of the cardiology department at the Cleveland Clinic, which is the #1 heart hospital in the world. He's a functional medicine doctor that's written a lot of books on, what functional medicine is. And there on YouTube is an interview with him at Sonoviv. He basically said that all of the patients that he can't cure, that he can't find a solution for, he sends them to Sonoviv because of the advanced technologies that are going on and the healing modalities that are happening there. So anyway, amazing medical institution. I really recommend, if you have anybody that's dealing with cancer or anything that's really serious, you can refer them to Sonoviv. They can have a call and just have a conversation with the people that are there and just sort of see what's possible. So that's it for me tonight in terms of the Cellsentials and the cycles of your business. So I will open it up to questions from you guys on, if you have any questions about Cellsentials. I know that it's a big topic. Or maybe you can share one thing that you learned newly about the Cellsentials. Was there nothing that do you guys know all of that information about the Cellsentials already?
Do not know all that information. Absolutely not.
So what is one thing that you learned about the Cellsentials that you did not know before?
One thing I learned, let's see, skin, hair, and nails
Mm-hmm.
in Cellsentials to help improve with that. Because my sister was asking, like, if there's anything like biotin, like
Mm-hmm.
hair specific, and I was like, well, not specifically, but
There's biotin in there.
I mean, she was just asking for biotin in itself.
Okay.
We just
Yeah,
have that.
there's biotin in there, and also the minerals that work synergistically with biotin are also in there. So if you have soft nails, it's a sign of mineral deficiency for sure. And the Cellsentials has not only biotin, which is the thing that people always talk about, right? But all vitamins and minerals have cofactors, which means they don't work very well on their own. And so the rest of the ingredients in the Cellsentials is going to also really support with hair, skin, and nails as well. So you can tell her for sure there's no better product that she could take for that.
Okay. That was good to find out. Thank you.
How about you, Inta? One thing that you learned? She's muted. You're muted.
One thing that I learned that there are a lot of things that Cellsentials do actually, like affect your brain and mood and bones and everything. So
yeah. And look, the Cellsentials is not easy. It's really, it's amazing product because it can do so much. And even probably what I shared tonight was probably a little bit complicated. And it goes way more complicated. I went to a presentation by Dr. Furman, one of the doctors at USANA, and I literally couldn't understand anything that he was saying. and I, I know this stuff relatively well. So, I hope that you took a little bit of away from tonight, and have a watch of the short videos that I put into the video or in the group, and it'll go over the three categories and help you understand nourish, protect, renew. Those are really the things that you just have to be able to understand. Nourish, protect, renew. Nourish is what everybody's been doing. Protect and renew is new. So if you can just nail those areas, you can make a big difference for people, really.
right.
Okay, I want to respect everybody's time. It's 15 minutes after. I'm going to try to keep these to an hour. So anything else anybody wants to share?
At the moment.
Okay. So next week, Apple, I will send you a presentation about Biomega, and you and I can work on it together. And you can come next week ready to do an amazing presentation on what Biomega does in the body. How does that sound?
Cool. Let's do it.
Growth mindset. I love it. Growth mindset. Okay. Well, I acknowledge you both for being on the call again and being here and showing up for yourself and for the other people that are in your life that can really use USANA. I promise you that if you just put the people that you love and care about on this one product, it would have a big difference in their health. So you guys are the beacon of health in your own communities and your own environment. So go out there and have fun and keep sharing.
And we have James on the call next week, right?
Yeah. So I'll create we can create a little flyer and an announcement for next week, and then we'll get as many people on there as possible.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay. All right, guys. Love you. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.